When are you gonna come back? You didn't show your face even on New Year's Day. Your mom is crying. I set my schedule online. I'll be back, so don't rush me. Well then. The time has finally come. My name is Satsuki, a 25-year-old office worker working in the accounting department. My nickname is Satsuki. I was just told by my father to come home soon and take over the company. My hometown is in Fukui prefecture. My father, who runs a small fishing company, is so popular that everyone in town knows him. I didn't want people to be comparing me to my father, so I fled to the city and got a job. I said I wanted to get experience in accounting, but in the end, I just didn't have confidence in myself. I wish I at least had a lover who would support me. In fact, some ladies sometimes confess their feelings to me, but I've turned them down because there's someone I secretly have feelings for. I'm quitting my job, so I might as well express my feelings to her one last time. As I started walking back to the office from the common room, I suddenly saw a familiar figure. So, Habutae-san, let's go to lunch.
Yes?
Director Hetakoku and Habutae-san? Shunen Hetakoku, the manager of the accounting department, and Tsugumi Habutae, my senior who was my mentor when I was a new employee. Habutae-san is the person I have feelings for. Habutae-san has a reputation at work as a cool beauty, and what's more, she's incredibly good at her job. I thought I was relatively good at my job, but she changed my belief. I don't think I'll ever be able to catch up with Habutae-san. Respect to you.
Don't be so humble. Satsuki-kun, you learn quickly, so you'll soon be able to do it better than me.
Habutae-san is kind and humble. My admiration was so strong that I didn't have the courage to ask her out. But these days, Habutae-san tends to look down and doesn't seem as cheerful as before. I'm worried. Oh, senpai. She hasn't been feeling well lately. Do you know anything, Taniguchi? It's just a rumor, but it seems like the manager is asking her out. They've been seen together a lot lately. It seems like the manager is living separately from his wife, so I think he might be looking for his next lover. What is that? Isn't that a nuisance to Habutae-san? After hearing what my colleague Taniguchi said, I couldn't sit still, so I decided to ask Habutae-san to make time for me.
It feels like it's been a while since I've talked to you alone. I miss the training days.
Thanks for your help back then. So, Habutae-san, I asked Taniguchi about the manager. I thought you might be in trouble. Then, Habutae-san shifts her gaze a little downward.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for worrying about me.
Can't you say no? He's the manager, but even so, if he goes too far, it's enough to sue him. There are also witnesses.
Well, actually, there are some circumstances that make it difficult to refuse. I guess it's my fault in that regard. But I think I've reached my limit. I'm thinking about quitting.
I could tell from Habutae-san's grave expression that she was serious. Then, would you like to work with me at a fishing company in Fukui? I'm gonna quit my job soon and go back to my parents' company, but their accountant seems to have recently quit. As a successor, I have a lot of other stuff to learn, so having you would be reassuring. However, Fukui is far from here, but...
Really? I might want to go.
She was looking at me with a bright look on her face. From then on, things progressed rapidly, and Habutae-san and I decided to quit at the same time. Are you leaving me behind, Satsuki?
In addition to Habutae-san, Satsuki-kun is also going. No!
There were unexpectedly many people who didn't want me to go, which made me feel a little happy. On the other hand, Director Hetakoku is looking at me with hatred in his eyes. I didn't tell anyone that Habutae-san will be working at my company, but I guess they guessed it. But there's no point worrying about it now. We immediately boarded the Shinkansen and arrived at Tsuruga Station in Fukui. Yes, the Hokuriku Shinkansen line between Kanazawa Station and Tsuruga Station is now open. There is no need to change trains midway.
Wow! We are here! It's my first time here.
From here, we will travel a little farther by local train. The sea is just a stone's throw away.
The town is full of fishermen, right? Oh, I love seafood, so that's great.
My family's company handles everything from purchasing fish to wholesaling and processing it. You're finally back! Do you have any idea how lonely we were?
That's right. He's been waiting for you to come home forever.
I can't breathe. My father, Kyo, and mother, Kurumi, persistently hug me as an expression of love. Oh, please give me a break.
I am Tsugumi Habutae. I worked at the same company as Satsuki, Gase-kun. Oh my, I've heard about you, but you're really cute. Welcome. Oh, isn't your hair too long? You must have not been taking care of yourself.
Huh? I get a cut regularly. You've always wanted me to shave my head. Stop it!
Your hair is also damaged. I'll trim it for you. Oh, I look forward to it.
I screamed as I was dragged away. My parents have always pushed me around like this. Well, we're always like this, so take it easy and don't tense up, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Habutae-san will be living in a detached house from my parents' house. At first, my father seemed to have planned for me to live there too, and I had a hard time convincing him that we weren't in that kind of relationship. Habutae-san immediately started working as an accountant at the company, and quickly got used to the job.
As you said, Tsugumi-chan works fast. I'm not good at this kind of thing, so I'm glad. I really want you to stay here forever as Ryu's wife. Huh?
Habutae-san, have you gotten used to your job?
Yeah, everyone is so kind to me. Satsuki-kun, are you going to the factory or something?
She looks at me strangely as I put on my work clothes. I smiled shyly while playing with my freshly cut hair. I was told to try out various jobs to understand the company, and I'm currently learning how to work at a processing factory.
I see. Sounds tough.
So I decided to serve you some freshly caught horse mackerel this morning. At this time of year, you can catch a lot of small horse mackerel, so you can try hitsumabushi style, namero, nanbanzuke, all sorts of styles.
Wow! What a great feast! Oh, I'm happy.
Habutae-san's eyes sparkle as she loves seafood. Looks like she's feeling better. I'm glad. Time passed, and half a year later, after finishing work today, Habutae-san and I are heading back to my parents' house together. I was really safe thanks to you. I had no idea their inventory management was so poorly done. My head hurts when I think about all the money they've wasted so far. They are really terrible.
Satsuki-kun, I wonder if I am being of help.
Of course, since you came, the company's waste has decreased, and sales have been increasing lately. Habutae-san smiles happily, but...
Yeah!
Suddenly, someone grabs Habutae-san's arm. When I turned around, Chief Hetakoku was there. Director, why are you here?
Tch, it's you? Hey, Habutae, isn't it terrible that you ran away to a place like this? Do you think a woman like you would be accepted in a rural area like this?
Habutae-san quickly turns pale. I reflexively stepped forward. Please stay away from her. How did you know we were here? The manager looked at me with disgusted eyes as I brushed his hand away.
With money, anything is possible. Anyway, I have some business with this woman. Outsiders should stay away.
I'm not an outsider because she is my fiancée. Habutae-san and the manager's eyes widen. Of course, it's a lie, but I thought this would be effective on this man.
Why this guy? Even though he's from the countryside and is inferior to me.
The manager glares at me while grinding his teeth. Did he hate me that much? I didn't notice it until now.
Police officer, come on! A big man is picking a fight on a young man.
There, the voice of an elderly woman echoed loudly. When the manager heard this, he clicked his tongue and ran away. I was relieved to hear that familiar voice and turned towards it with a smile on my face. Thank you, that was helpful.
Jeez, you always attract weird folks.
She's Hotaru Kotomochi. She's our employee who works at the factory.
Thank you, Kotomachi-san. Satsuki-kun. I never expected him to come this far.
I wonder if he hired a PI. This is troublesome.
Hey, you're the next president, so stay strong. Well, if something strange comes along, I'll use this harpoon.
As expected of you, Monchichi. I love you. If you were 30 years younger, I would have married you.
Ugh, so annoying. You're still a baby. Also, stop using that nickname. I'll smash you into pieces.
I've always admired her, as known as Monchichi. Well, we've consulted the police, but we can't expect much from them. When I got home and calmed down, I asked again. Habutae-san, you said that there were some issues you have with him. Could it be that you were somehow taken advantage of?
Yeah.
I want to help, if possible. Could you please tell me? Habutae-san was worried, confused, and lost for a while. After a while, she started speaking slowly.
My parents were scammed into borrowing money, so I broke the company rules and had a side job to pay it back. So, I worked as a bunny girl at a bar because it paid well. I was able to pay it off.
Bunny girl? I honestly got excited to hear that, but I pretended to stay calm when I saw her with a gloomy expression.
Oh, I didn't do anything weird. The customers were mainly girls and the costumes were not too revealing. But that manager happened to come over with a girl and found out about it. I was photographed. You don't want to get fired, do you? Even if you run away, I can find out where you got a new job. That's how I was threatened.
She probably couldn't talk to anyone about it. Maybe she thought that if she spoke about it, she would be looked at strangely.
There was always a risk of being found out, so I knew I should have quit that side job right away. But when I wear a costume, I felt like I was freed from worrying about money and anxiety. I felt a little better.
I think that story just means that you tried your best to overcome a difficulty in your own way. I won't laugh at you. I would like to see you in that costume, though.
You really are an honest person.
Tsugumi-san laughs. Her eyes looking up at me are kind of warm.
I'm glad I met you, Satsuki-kun.
Me too. The manager will probably be back again. I also smiled, hiding my anxiety. A few days later, at noon, I received instructions from my father and was repairing the casting net. They broke it again so much, huh? Well, I was forced to do it a lot when I was a kid, so I'm used to it. Not good enough yet. Monchichi is much faster. Well, of course she is. Monchichi is the daughter of a fisherman, and she was an active fisherwoman herself until she got injured. While we were chatting and working, a voice rang out.
Hey guys, help me!
The voice came from the office where my mother and Habutae-san were. My father and I rushed immediately.
Oh, you came at just the right time.
As expected, it was Hetakoku. There were several clerks in the office, all of them relegated to the window. My mother and Habutae-san were among them.
Habutae, it looks like you're really having fun working at such a small company.
Are you the one causing trouble to my son and Tsugumi-chan? Why are you here?
Well, as her former boss, I thought I would kindly teach her a lesson. After all, this woman is his fiancée, right? You better not choose a woman like her.
I have a bad feeling about this. He's probably gonna reveal the story now. Former boss? Then you're an outsider here. Please leave. The manager curses at my father, who isn't scared of him at all, but soon his smile returned.
Fine then. If only I could show you this. Here!
Hetakoku then scatters several photos on the desk. All of these are from when Habutae-san was wearing the costume at the bar.
This woman is a bitch. She wears clothes like this to flatter men.
This is... The clerk, father, and mother are all surprised by the photo. Habutae-san, on the other hand, closed her eyes tightly.
The reason why she became his fiancée must be because she wants money, right? You should stop dating such a bitch. If she gets tired of you, she'll move on to the next guy.
I couldn't suppress my anger and hit a nearby locker. A loud sound echoed in the room, cutting off his words. Don't be silly. Habutae-san is not that kind of person. Everything you're saying is bullshit.
Satsuki-kun.
Indeed, she broke company rules and worked at the bar, but it's to help her parents. And now she supports this company. Thanks to her, the company has become even more vibrant. That's how she is now. Is there something to complain about that? Then my father nodded vigorously, gathered up the scattered photographs, and turned them over. It's only been a little over half a year, but I think I understand what kind of person she is. I didn't know the details of her side job, but I heard from you that Tsugumi-chan was having a hard time. Then, that job must have been a choice that Tsugumi-chan desperately made to overcome difficulties. There's nothing to be ashamed of. My mother and the office staff all nodded in agreement.
Tch, I thought she would come back crying if she lost a place to stay anymore. Are you pretending to be good friends? How can you protect such an embarrassing woman? Did you fall in love with her? Even though you're just a country bumpkin.
Huh? I don't want to be criticized by a creep like you, who chases her down all the way here. By the way, who was the girl who was with you when you went to the bar, even though you have a wife? At that, Hetakoku's face changes. Didn't he expect to be argued back?
Gah! Well, that girl...
She's an employee of this company. As the next president, I have a responsibility to protect my employees.
What? I was your boss, you know? You ungrateful brat!
That's a long time ago. Please do not think that your position automatically gives you an advantage over others. I went back to my hometown, learned about my father's work, and learned this. To stand above others means to have a responsibility to protect those who follow you. That's why I had the confidence to say that the man in front of me was doing everything wrong.
Are you trying to tell me to leave? What a really cocky guy!
Huh? Leave? No. I'm gonna sue you. You're now a criminal. I need to let your company know too. A man who stalks and threatens an innocent woman and trespasses to do that should be fired from his position as manager. His eyes widened on my words, and the next moment, he was glaring at me with hatred in his eyes.
Seriously? What the hell are you? You've been doing nothing but pissing me off. The women in the accounting department were always praising me, but ever since you came to her company, they've turned their backs on me, saying I'm already married or I'm too old now. The other executives only praised you too. But since Habutae was a good woman, I thought I would at least make her my own. I was about to succeed, but then you let her flee to your parents' house? Shit! Why do you want to get into my way so much?
Hetakoku goes wild and curses at me. I am deeply appalled by his behavior, which is completely unbelievable for a 35-year-old man. Are you a kid? Seriously? Then I showed my smartphone to him. I filmed and recorded everything you've just said, even the way you acted like a kid.
Oh, no way! Damn you!
Hetakoku tries to grab me, so I avoided him. Still, he tries to attack me, and...
Eat this!
Monchichi heard the commotion and threw a casting net at him, causing him to fall miserably on the floor.
Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't fight!
Monchichi declares so. as expected, my first love in childhood. Additionally, she had reported the matter to the police in advance, and Hetakoku was immediately taken by the police.
Everyone, thank you very much. What are you talking about? You've been so helpful to us.
Yeah, we were able to reduce unnecessary expenses and introduce new machinery to the factory. Sales increased, and my father is happy, thinking that we can continue to grow this company. So, I'm really glad that you came to work for us. Surrounded by everyone's smiling faces, Habutae-san shed tears and regained her smile. After that, Hetakoku was arrested on various charges, and I submitted the recording I had taken. We witnessed it too! Please take appropriate actions against him. I know. I'm currently investigating. In the wake of the incident, my previous co-workers provided witness information that Hetakoku had relentlessly harassed Habutae-san. What's more, it was revealed that he had previously had an affair with another female employee. As a result, he was fired.
You freaking scum!
Please forgive me.
His wife demanded him alimony and child support, and he's now living in poverty. The manager, who had always had a strong desire for approval, could no longer control that desire and went berserk. It seems that he's currently suffering from mental illness and is unable to go out in public.
Come on, we're introducing Tsumugi-chan's new hairstyle.
After the uproar, Habutae-san cut her hair to make a fresh start. It's a hairstyle that I couldn't imagine from how she used to be. Huh? Did my mother do all sorts of things on her own?
No, it's the hairstyle I chose. I asked her to do this. Doesn't it suit me?
It really does.
Can't you say anything more manly? Isn't she your fiancé?
That's right. Tell her your feelings more passionately, next president. The onlooker said that while patting my back. Huh? That's... Come to think of it, I declared that she's my fiancée in front of Hetakoku and forgot to correct it. While I was panicking, Habutae-san suddenly approached me. Habutae-san?
Where should we hold the wedding? Or maybe I'm not good enough for you, Ryu-kun?
What? Oh, of course, it's the best thing I could ever hope for. The choice to take over the company. The choice to invite Habutae-san to my company. I felt anxious about all the choices I made. But as I worked hard, my worries blew away, and I was heading in a better direction than expected. You only live once. I think it's important to make bold choices, so you don't regret.
Hello, it's Brittany. So, the MVP of this episode goes to Kotomachi-san! Man, 60-year-old lady giving that man a whoop! That was awesome! Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next story. Bye-bye!